after seeing Christina crawling across a field one day. Crawling across a field. What does across mean? Across means to move from one place to the other. By entitling his painting Christina's World, Wyeth tried to show others what life would be like as a paralyzed person, such as Christina. By entitling his painting, what does that mean, entitle? If you have en at the front of a word, it means make something at the state of what comes next. So entitle means give a title, okay? So give a name. So naming something. By entitling his painting Christina's World, that means by giving the name to his painting as Christina's World, Wyeth tried to show others what life would be like as a paralyzed person. Okay? Let's move on.
Some of you are probably aware of Wyeth because of the series of paintings that he did of his neighbor, Helga Testorff. During the 1970s and 1980s, Wyeth painted over 240 pictures with Helga as the central figure. This collection is generally referred to as the Helga paintings. Okay, so Wyeth wasn't very creative when it came to naming his paintings. Oh, he also painted the entire collection in secret. Neither Wyeth's wife nor Helga's husband knew that she was posing for Wyeth.
Okay, what is this part about? This part is about another theme of the pictures of Wyeth. What was it? It's one of his neighbor, Helga Testorff, okay? He painted over 240 pictures of Helga, and he named them Helga paintings, and that's not a creative name. And he painted the entire collection in secret. That's what this part is about. Some of you are probably aware of Wyeth because of the series of paintings that he did of his neighbor Helga Testorff. Some of you are probably aware of. What does that mean, aware of? If you are aware of something, you know that. Aware of Wyeth because of the series of paintings. What is a series? Series is a number of things coming one after the other that he did of his neighbor. What's a neighbor? Neighbor is someone who lives near you. Helga Testorff. During the 1970s and 1980s, Wyeth painted over 240 pictures with Helga as the central figure. He painted over what does over mean? Over means more than 240 pictures with Helga as the central figure. What is a figure? Figure is a person in a painting or a drawing or the sculpture of that person, okay? Central figure means the main figure, the main person, the main subject. This collection is generally referred to as the Helga paintings. This collection, what is collection? Collection is, in this case, the works of art with the same theme, okay? Is generally referred to. What does that mean, generally? General means as a whole, okay? And not very concerned with little details. Generally referred to. What does that mean, refer to? If you refer to something as something, okay? If you refer to A as B, you call A B. Do you understand? Referred to as the Helga paintings. So the collection was called the Helga paintings. Okay, so Wyeth wasn't very creative when it came to naming his paintings. Why is she saying that? Why is the professor saying that? Because if you want to be creative, you have to give a title that can be interpreted into a lot of meanings. Okay, not very simple and direct like Helga paintings. All right, you have to give something like an abstract name to look creative. When it came to naming his paintings, what does that mean? When it came to, that means when he was doing this. Okay. When it comes to means in the aspect of something. Oh, he also painted the entire collection in secret. He painted the entire collection. What does entire mean? Entire means the whole collection in secret. Neither Wyeth's wife nor Helga's husband knew that she was posing for Wyeth. Neither nor, what does it mean? Neither A nor B means not A and not B. Neither Wyeth's wife nor Helga's husband knew that she was posing for Wyeth. What does pose mean? You, if you pose, you stay in one position to be photographed or to be painted or to be drawn. Let's move on.
Neither Wyeth's wife nor Helga's husband knew that she was posing for Wyeth.
Were the two of them, romantically involved?
I suppose that would make the story more interesting, but alas, there's no evidence they ever had an affair. Wyeth simply felt that secrecy was necessary since he had a particular vision in mind for these paintings. He believed he wouldn't be able to finish the series if people were looking at the Helga paintings and criticizing them. It took him 14 years before he felt the series was complete. Many of the Helga paintings show her outdoors in common scenes as a part of the landscape. Look at the screen again. Here you can see Helga leaning against a tree on a summer day. Note her golden reddish hair. It often stands out in the paintings. She's also unsmiling and seems passive. Most of the paintings show her like this. As time passed, though, Helga became more comfortable posing for Wyeth. She sometimes even fell asleep in various poses while he was painting. Wyeth also painted some nudes as Helga's body itself became the landscape Wyeth was searching for.
What is this part about? This part is about the student asked if they were romantically involved, okay, but the professor says that there's no evidence for that, and the reason why Wyeth kept this series of painting a secret is because he thought that he wouldn't be able to finish the series if people looked at the paintings and criticized. So that's why he kept the work in secret. And this part talks about how Wyeth expressed Helga in his paintings. He drew her as a part of the landscape, as if she was a part of the landscape, like she was leaning against a tree and she had golden reddish hair. So the professor is talking about the features of these paintings. Okay, she was being unsmiling and passive, and Wyeth also drew some nudes of Helga. Okay, all right. Were the two of them romantically involved? Romantically involved. What does that mean? What does romantic mean? Romantic means relating to love with sexual relationship, okay? Romantically involved means having sexual relationship. I suppose that I suppose that would make the story more interesting. I suppose. What does that mean, suppose? If you suppose something, you think that something is probably true. That would make the story more interesting, but it's not, okay? But alas, there's no evidence they ever had an affair. Alas, what does that mean? If you say alas means oh or something like that, it doesn't have much of a meaning. There's no evidence. What does evidence mean? Evidence is something that makes you think, makes you believe that something is true. Okay, it's like a proof. They ever had an affair. They ever, what does that mean, ever? Ever means at any time. Had an affair. What is an affair? Affair is having a sexual relationship with someone which is not your wife or your husband, okay? Wyeth simply felt that secrecy was necessary since he had a particular vision in mind for these paintings. Wyeth simply felt that secrecy was necessary since, what does that mean, since? Since means because. Because he had a particular vision in mind. What's a vision? Vision is thinking of what will happen in the future. Okay, that kind of thought is vision. He believed he won't be able to finish the series if people were looking at the Helga paintings and criticizing them. What does that mean, criticize? Criticize means to express disapproval, means express that you don't like something, okay? And pointing out what is wrong with that. It took him 14 years before he felt the series was complete. It took him 14 years before he felt the series was complete. What does that mean, complete? Complete means finished, okay? Complete means having all the necessary parts. Many of the Helga paintings show her outdoors in common scenes as part of the landscape. Show her outdoors. So she was outdoors, outside the house. In common scenes, common means not very interesting because it is found in large numbers, alright? Common scenes as part of the landscape. Look at the screen again. Here, you can see Helga leaning against a tree on a summer day. You can see Helga leaning against. What does that mean, lean against? You lean, if you lean against something, you support part of your body weight by that thing. Do you understand? You rest against it. Note her golden reddish hair. Note, what does that mean? Notice, okay? Notice her golden reddish hair. Reddish, what does that mean? If you have ish at the back of the word, that means it has a feature to a small extent. So it's a little red. It's a little gold and red. It often stands out in the paintings. It often stands out. What does that mean, stand out? Stand out means it's very noticeable, okay? So she's also unsmiling and seems passive. What does that mean, passive? Passive means not taking actions, okay? Not being active and let things happen to you without doing anything, all right?